Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
Oh my, look at all these lovely crowns. If I wanted to be royalty, I could wear this Burger King crown. But, oh, wait a minute, that's Burger King. Would that make me a king? Oh, maybe, well, I could wear this crown here, and then I could pretend to be a queen, but, oh, wait, oh, look at this lovely little tiara. Oh, I think that would be perfect. I could wear this lovely little tiara and be a princess. Yes, that's what I want to be. I want to be a princess. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Grandma Kitty's house, and I'm Grandma Kitty, of course. I was just trying to decide which crown I wanted to wear. But you know, I think I like delicate things, so I think this tiara is the best. Yeah, it's so delicate and pretty, and then I could be a princess. Oh, don't you like to pretend that you're royalty sometimes? I mean, who doesn't dream about someday being a princess, right? Or a prince? Yeah. So, I have a story here about a princess that I wanted to read to you. Do you remember how we were talking about Hans Christian Andersen and how he wrote The Snow Queen, and that was the story that led to Frozen, the Frozen movie? Yeah, well, this is another one of his stories, and so this one is called The Princess and the Pea, and I just love this story. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So it's a Hans Christian Andersen story, but I found it in this book here, Grimm's and Andersen's Fairy Tales, and these were retold by Ronnie Randall. So let's read that together, shall we? I think you're going to enjoy it. All right, The Princess and the Pea. A long time ago, in a land far away, there lived a king and a queen who had just one son. The prince was grown up, and it was time for him to marry a princess. And she must be a real princess, the prince told the king and queen. But there were no princesses in the land where he lived, so the king and queen arranged for the prince to travel to strange and distant lands to find a bride. Do you think he's going to find one? The prince traveled north through frozen lands until he came to a castle where a princess lived. This princess was tall and fair, with skin as soft as a peach, but when she laughed, she sounded like a braying donkey. And though she was smart, she was also vain and boastful. Not only am I exquisitely beautiful, she told the prince, but I can name every capital city in every country in the world, and I can speak 24 languages. You will never meet anyone as smart as me. A real princess would never be so boastful, thought the prince. I can't marry her. So the prince traveled south through hot, sandy deserts until he came to a palace where a princess lived. This princess had long, gleaming hair the color of midnight and skin that smelled of sweet almonds. She also had the most enormous feet. But though she was very beautiful, the princess would not speak to the prince. She would not even smile at him. She held her pretty nose high in the air. A real princess would never be so proud, thought the prince. I can't marry her. And so the disappointed prince traveled east through misty lands and over windswept mountains until he came to a mansion where a princess lived. This princess was small and neat with rippling red hair. She had a charming smile and a lovely voice, but she told the most shocking lies. Last night I ate a whole elephant for dinner, she told the prince. It was as big as this room. Really? Said the prince. How amazing. A real princess would never tell such shocking lies, thought the prince. I can't marry her. A year had passed when the prince returned home from his travels, weary, sad, and lonely. I will just have to remain a bachelor, he told the king and queen. One evening, not long after the prince had come home, a terrible storm blew in from the west. Outside the window, lightning flashed and thunder rumbled, and huge raindrops fell from the sky. Inside the palace, the prince sat with the king and queen by the fireside, listening to the storm. Suddenly there was a knock at the castle door. The king was so surprised that he went to answer it himself. Who do you think it might be? There, standing in the windy doorway, was the most bedraggled young woman the king had ever seen. Water ran down her hair and face, and her clothes were sopping wet and muddy. Water ran in through her toes of her shoes and out again through the heels. "Good evening, your majesty," she said to the king, curtsying politely. "I am a princess, and I need shelter for the night. May I please come in?" The king could hardly believe that this soggy, sorry-looking creature was a princess, but he invited her in anyway. "Of course," he said. "Please come in out of the storm. We will gladly give you shelter for the night." When the king told the prince that a princess had turned up at the door, the prince was very eager to meet her, but the queen told him he would have to wait. "The princess said that she couldn't possibly meet you wet and bedraggled," the queen explained. "She has gone to take a bath and change into some dry clothes." "That's a good sign," said the prince. "But how can we be certain that she is a real princess?" "I have an idea," said his mother. "Just leave everything to me." Off went the queen to the kitchen. She asked the cook for a single tiny dried pea. What do you think she's going to do with the pea? A short while later, the princess arrived in the main hall dressed in the queen's clothes. Her hair shone, her cheeks were rosy, and her eyes sparkled merrily to match her smile. She certainly looked like a real princess. The prince and princess sat beside the fire and talked for hours. The princess was smart, charming, and seemed honest. The prince was enchanted, but he still wasn't sure the princess was really a princess. Meanwhile, the queen went to the best guest bedroom carrying a single tiny dried pea. In the bedroom, she put the pea under the bed mattress. Then she asked a servant to bring another mattress to put on the top of the first, and then another mattress, and another, and another. At last, there were 20 mattresses on the bed. But even that wasn't enough. The queen told the servant to put 20 soft, cozy quilts on top of the 20 mattresses. Then she had a ladder brought in for the princess. As soon as the queen was satisfied that the room was ready, she showed the sleepy princess to her room. The princess was surprised when the queen brought her to the bedroom with its towering bed and tall ladder, but she didn't protest or complain. She thanked the queen and wished her good night. The princess climbed the ladder to the very top of the pile of mattresses and quilts. Sighing contentedly, she settled down to sleep. But the princess did not sleep a wink. She tossed and turned all night. By morning, the princess felt tired and weary. When she came down to breakfast, the prince, the king, and the queen greeted her eagerly. "Did you sleep well?" asked the queen. "I'm afraid not," sighed the princess. "There was something small and hard in the bed, and no matter which way I tossed and turned, I still felt it. I'm dreadfully tired, for I hardly slept at all." "I'm so sorry," said the queen, "but I'm delighted, too, for this proves that you are indeed a real princess. Only a real princess would feel a tiny pea under 20 mattresses and 20 quilts." The prince was overjoyed, for he had already fallen in love with the princess, and she had fallen in love with him. So they were married. They had a splendid wedding, and they invited all the royal families of all the kingdoms the prince had visited. And what happened to the pea? It was put in a velvet cushion in a glass case and sent to the museum, where it is still on display to this very day. Oh, what did you think about that story? Wasn't that cute? Do you think she really felt the pea under all those mattresses? That was a lot of mattresses. Yes. So I thought we could talk about princesses today. Yeah. So did you know there's still real princesses in the world today? Yeah. So we don't have any princesses here in America because we're not a monarchy. You have to be a monarchy to have royal families, and that's where the princesses are, right? In the royal families. So there are actually 26 countries in the world that have monarchies, and probably the one we know the most is the United Kingdom, England, right? Because we hear a lot about their royal family, right? They have Prince William and Harry, and of course they're married now, and they have wives, Princess Kate and Meghan. Meghan is actually a duchess, yeah, but there's other countries like Monaco and New Zealand, Morocco, the Netherlands, the Bahamas, Antigua, Belgium, Malaysia. They're all monarchies, so they have royal families, yeah. So do you know how to become a princess? Well, there's only two ways. Either you have to be born a princess, so your father has to be a prince, or you have to marry a prince. Yeah, so only two ways to become a princess. Yeah, so that's probably why there's not a lot of princesses in the world, don't you think? Yeah. Well, you know, if anyone could become a princess, we would all be princesses, right? Yeah, but, you know, being a princess isn't necessarily easy. I mean, they don't just sit around and polish their fingernails and eat bonbons all day. No, they have lots of responsibilities. Yeah, so they might help with ordering. They have to help manage the household, so they might help with like ordering supplies and planning menus. Yeah, that can be a lot of work because they have a lot of entertaining to do. They host a lot of parties and gatherings, and so that means they have to figure out who to invite, so they have to come up with a guest list, and then they have to plan what they're going to serve and how they're going to keep their guests entertained, and then when they're not entertaining themselves, they have busy schedules because they have to go to special events, important things happening either in their country or sometimes even in other countries. They have to show that they're interested and that they support some of the things that are happening around the world. And so sometimes there's thousands of people at these gatherings, and so they have to make sure that they're well dressed and presentable. They have to wear nice clothes and look good. And they have to learn etiquette. They have to learn how to eat properly and how to use their manners, yeah, and how to deal with other people and cultures. Oh, and even how to wave properly when out in public. I watched a movie one time about a lady that married a prince and became a princess, and she had to learn how to wave because, I mean, when you're in a parade, everybody wants to see you and you want to be polite and wave, but you can't be waving to everybody or your hand's going to get tired. So she had to practice her delicate, gentle royal wave so her hand wouldn't get tired in the parade. Yeah. So they also have to help like manage the servants and make sure they have enough people to help out with all their events, and they have to manage the budget and help make sure the money gets used wisely. So they also do a lot of work for charities, which are organizations that help people in the world. Yeah, so let me tell you about a few well-known princesses. You may not know this first one, but her name was Princess Grace, and she was actually an actress in America, and her name was Grace Kelly, and when she was in her early 20s, the Prince of Monaco, he saw her and he fell in love with her, and so she got married at the age of 26 and moved to Monaco and became Princess Grace of Monaco. So then there's another one that you probably have heard of, this one, Princess Diana. Oh, the world just loved Princess Diana, yes. Now, like Grace, she was not born a princess, but she married a prince. She married Prince Charles in England in 1981. Oh, it was a lovely wedding, too. Oh, the whole world watched the wedding on the television, yes. It was a beautiful wedding. But Diana was a bit of a shy girl, but she was very friendly and loving and kind, and that's probably why the world fell in love with her. So she ended up divorcing Charles, and then she died tragically in a car accident, which, by the way, Princess Grace died in a car accident as well. Yeah, but Princess Diana and Prince Charles, they had two sons, William and Harry. You've probably heard of them before, and they have wives, Princess Kate, and Princess Kate has they have three children, William and Kate, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. And so Prince Harry married Meghan Markle, who also was an American actress. Isn't that funny how history repeats itself? But she did not like the royal life, so her and Harry have stepped away from their royal responsibilities and live in America now. So, you know, being royalty is not easy because you have reporters that follow you around and always looking to get your picture. And so, you know, there are important qualities that a princess must have. And they must be a person that cares about other people. And they need to be honest and be a good friend and believe in yourself, right? That's something Grandma Kitty always tells you, to believe in yourself, yeah? They need to take care of themselves and live a healthy lifestyle, eat the right foods and exercise, and they have to be someone that people can count on, yeah, and be where you're supposed to be and do what you're supposed to do, and they can't give up. They've just got to keep going and try their best. And those are very good qualities, don't you think? Yeah, I think those are very good qualities to have. So do you know what I think? I think that Grandma Kitty has chatted long enough, and it's time to move on to Move and Groove. So today I brought the song Made for This. I think that's an appropriate song, don't you? Because it's not easy to be royalty, and I think you have to be made for something like that. Yeah. So remember, when we move and groove, it makes our heart happy. It likes it when we get up and move around and get some exercise. So you hop up off that couch and get ready to join me, okay? Let's see how we do with this song. This isn't one we do very often. Here we go.
I was made for this, I live for this. God has a reason for my life. I'm gonna shout it out without a doubt. I was born for this, built for a purpose. There is a God who made it all, everything we see. He built the mountains, filled the oceans, and he built me. He is with me, he is for me, I am not alone. He is with me, he is for me, and I know that I'm made for this, I live for this. God has a reason for my life. I'm gonna shout it out without a doubt. I was born for this, built for a purpose. He is with me, he is for me, I am not alone. He is with me, he is for me, I am not alone. He is with me, he is for me, I am not alone. He is with me, he is for me, and I know that I was made for this, I live for this. God has a reason for my life. I'm gonna shout it out without a doubt. I was born for this, built for a purpose. Built for a purpose. Built for a purpose.
All right, how did you do? Did you get up and move and groove? Get some exercise? All right. Okay, so let's see what we have in our bee basket. Remember that our bee bag are the things we want to be. Got our bee here. All right, so, oh, I like this bee. Do you want to see what this bee says? Oh, this is a nice one. This bee says to be special. Oh, everyone wants to be special, don't they? Don't you want to be special? Who doesn't want to be special? But, how can we be special? What makes a person special? Do you know? Well, I have an idea. Have you ever heard of an acronym? An acronym is where you take the letters of a word and you come up with other words. And let's try this. We'll have to come up with a word for the S and the P and the E and the C and the I and the A and the L. All right, let's try this and see what we can come up with. These are words that will make us special. All right. So let's come up with a word for S. Can you think of a word that starts with S? Stupid? Did you say stupid? Well, we don't want to be stupid. Silly. Oh, there's another S word, silly. How about smart? We'd rather be smart, right? Yeah. I think sensational. Don't you want to be sensational? Yes, I think sensational would be good. But, I think successful. Don't you think successful? I think we all want to be successful in life, right? So let's go with successful for the S. How about the P? Can you think of a P word? What's that? People? Yeah. Puppy? Peacock, yeah. Those are all P words, but we can't be a puppy or a peacock, right? How about maybe like positive or patient? Patient's a little bit tricky, isn't it? Yeah, it's hard to be patient sometimes. I know. How about polite? Remember, the prince was looking for someone who was polite. You have to be polite when you're a princess, right? You wouldn't want to be a rude princess. No one would want to talk to a rude princess. No. So how about let's go with polite for the P. Okay, so let's see. Now we're on the E. How about E? What can you think of that starts with E? Egghead? Did you say egghead? That's what you call your brother? Oh my goodness, you need to be nice to your brother. He's special too. You know, the book was talking about exquisite. Exquisite means pleasingly beautiful. That sounds like a nice word, huh? But that's kind of a long word. How about, eager, eager. Yeah, let's be eager. Eager to please, eager to learn, eager to go places and do things. Okay, so how about the C now? What word can we come up with C? Was cake? Cake sounds delicious. Oh, yeah. I like cake. Yeah, cake is pretty special, especially if it's a birthday cake. Yeah, but we can't be cake, can we? No, because people would eat us. But, I know a nice word. How about captivating? Yeah, that means irresistibly charming. And doesn't a princess want to be irresistibly charming? Yeah, that's a nice word for a princess. But I know. How about cheerful? Wouldn't cheerful be good? Because a princess should be cheerful. Yeah. All right, so now we're on the I. How about I? Can you think of a word with ice cream? Oh, yes. Oh, you guys are making me really hungry. Oh, I love ice cream. I mean, first it was cake and now ice cream. Oh, it does sound like a birthday party, doesn't it? Yeah. So I thought about important because a princess is an important person, right? That would be good. But, you know what would be good? Independent. Yes, independent is important because you have to be able to do things on your own, right? Without having to have mom and dad help you with everything. Yeah, I like that one. You think we should go with independent? Yeah, let's do independent for the I. So let's see. Now we're on the A. How about A? What? Apple? You must be hungry. It must be almost supper time. Yeah, you guys keep giving me food words. Yeah. But I can think of a lot of A words. How about attractive? Everyone wants to be attractive, right? And we can work on keeping ourselves attractive by being neat and clean and well-dressed. Yeah. How about adventurous? Enjoying going on adventures. Or we could be agreeable and ambitious. Or how about appreciative and appreciate all the good things we have? So what do you think? Attractive? You like attractive? Okay, we'll go with attractive. So now we're down to the L. How about an L word? Lion. Yeah, lion does start with L. And they're beautiful animals, but they are kind of wild. Yeah, we don't want to be wild. I don't think a princess is wild, right? Let's say mom and dad say sometimes you're wild. Yeah. Sometimes kids can get loud and restless and be kind of wild, but I don't think a princess is usually wild. They're usually loving. Oh, there's an L word. Oh, yeah, or they're caring and kind. How about lady? How about lady? Oh, let me show you. I've got a poster here. These are the words I came up with. So we got special, S-P-E-C-I-A-L, special, successful, polite, eager, cheerful, independent, attractive lady. How about that? That's what a princess is, huh? You're not a lady? Well, it could go for lad, yeah. Successful, polite, eager, cheerful, independent, attractive lad. Yeah, it could go for boys too. Yeah, those are all qualities that boys can have. Yeah, so, I think that's very good. We can all be special, right? Yeah, so, we've talked about a lot today, haven't we? Yeah, we've talked about different princesses and their responsibilities and how they don't just sit around and eat candy all day. They've got a lot to do, yeah, like entertaining guests and hosting parties and managing the household and being involved with charities to help people out, yeah. And how do they become a princess? You have to marry a prince, right? Unless your father is a prince, you have to marry a princess, like Princess Grace, Princess Diana, and Princess Kate did. Yeah. So I think we probably will never be a princess, right? But we can still be special, right? We can work hard at being successful and polite and eager and cheerful and independent and attractive ladies or lads. Yeah. So I think maybe I'll put my tiara on and maybe go find a pretty dress and fix my hair up and pretend I'm a princess for a day. Yeah, maybe I'll have a princess party. Oh, we were talking about cake and ice cream. Maybe I could do a princess birthday party. Maybe next time you have a birthday party, you could have a princess birthday party. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? Oh, well, I think that just about does it for us today. Yeah, so you take care, you stay healthy, safe, and happy, and Grandma Kitty will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.